Alright, Clues by Sam, Sunday, February 15, just after Valentine's Day. That was fun. Let's see what we got. It's an evil one. Evil is worse than hard, so let's see what we get. Exactly two innocents to the right of Gary, our neighbor in Ollie. Gary, two to the right, our neighbor in Ollie. Innocents. Done with that one. Both criminals below Barney are connected. So there's 2 here. Another number of innocents in column B, neighbor Nicole. There are 2 and only one neighbor is Nicole. Only one innocent. Therefore, you're an innocent. And now I know I got a 1-2 here. And both criminals are connected. Okay, cool. There's 1-1 here. There's an equal number of criminals in rows 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, that's tough. But I know at least got one more innocent here. There's an odd number of criminals neighboring Barney. Odd number of criminals. If this were to be 2, you will have to have 1 only here. Innocent, criminal. This will be an odd number. That will give us an innocent here. That could work out, right? Let's see. There's an odd number of criminals neighboring Barney. Could you have 1 here and then 1 here? Innocent, 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 and then you will be innocent. This will be an odd number, right? Oh, okay, so you wouldn't be an innocent and then have 2 criminals here, because then you will have to have 2 criminals here. That scenario doesn't vibe. So if you're innocent, you need another innocent here to give us 1, which means we only get 1 here. So it wouldn't be 3 innocents unless you are the criminal. That would work out. What else do we know? 2 of the innocents to the right of Gary. That doesn't tell us that there are 2 innocents to the right of Gary. Both criminals below Barney are connected. We know there's a 1-1 here. An odd number of innocents in column B, neighbor Nicole. Just the 1. There's an equal number of criminals in rows 1 and 2. So there's a equal number here and here. Tough one, tough one. And then there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Barney. Odd number of criminals. I'm trying to think. Would that mean you wouldn't have 2 criminals? Well, we already did this experiment. It will work out as long as Barney is one of the criminals. Can you have... You cannot have 2 innocents here, because then that will give me 3 innocents here, and that's no criminals neighboring Barney. So you need at least 1. And if you must have 1, only 1, it must be here. If you must have 3, it means... Okay, if you must have 3, it will have to be something like this. Can it be a different way if it was 3? Can you be a criminal, criminal, innocent, criminal, criminal? Yes, that's also another option for 3. If you must have 3, then it's 2 and 1. So either way, there's a criminal here. And you cannot have 5. So you have to have an innocent neighbor. Can't that innocent neighbor be here? And then we do this. No, this wouldn't work. I guess that means you only have 1 criminal neighbor. Hang on. If you must have 3 criminals, you must be a criminal yourself, so that is 2 and 2. Huh. That's it is a kind of an evil puzzle. I gotta do some quick scribbles. Okay, so let's see. What do I think is the case? I think the case is you only get one more innocent. And in this case, let's make you the innocent. That'll make you green, red, 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 red. That's fine. Let's call this one green, one green Adam. Can you have you be the one green here, and then you will have what? This will give you 4. So this case wouldn't work. If it's a 2-2, you wouldn't work. One green Barney doesn't work. Give me one more. Oh, sorry. Hide this one, show this one. Let's say Donna and Adam, same case, right? One green, same thing. Uh, uh, let's say it's Hank. Then you're red. I have 3 greens, which means I must have 1, 2, and 3. Oh, so if there's a green in row 2, then Barney must be a criminal. That works the same way if you exchange Gary and Hank, right? Like if I make you green, you're red. It's the same way. 3 greens, 3 greens, you must be the red. It seems to me that no matter what we do, we get at least one red in row 2, which means we have at least one red in row 1. Is there a case where Barney can be green? Let's see. If Barney were to be green, let's go and show this layer. Ah, crap. It's all messed up. If Barney were to be green, you would need one more green somewhere. Let's say, right, because you can't have four reds around him, so you need one more green here. Say here. Again, this doesn't work. Is it possible for Barney to be green? Is there a scenario where you get to be green? If you have 3, you will get 2. I think you just don't get to be green, right? Because every time you're green, you are the second green in row 1. And now I'm left to put 1 and 1, so I have to put one criminal here, one criminal here, that gives me 2 criminals around Barney. One criminal here, that will be 3 criminals, that will be 4 criminals around Barney. And if I do just these 2, now that gives me 2 criminals around Barney, right? So Barney doesn't get to be green. I think you are only red. Let's go. Progress. There are more criminals in row 1 than in row 4. Well, that doesn't help me much, does it? But now I know there's a criminal here. At least the one. Can I have more? Yeah, if I have a second one here, I can have 2 more here, and that'll work out just fine. There are more criminals in rows 1 than in row 4. So if row 1 has 1, that will be giving me 4 greens. That will give me a red here, and that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. And then if you have one more green here, one more red here, you could have up to 1 red here. This is tough. This is very tough. Both criminals will Barney are connected, that we know. Exactly to the innocence, a number of innocents called being neighborly called, that we know. Both criminals with Barney are connected, yeah. One number of criminals rows 1, 2. There's an odd number of criminals neighboring Barney. We don't know if it's 1 or 3. But what we do know is that there is one more green in column in row 1. Does it matter where it goes? I don't think so. One more green. Where do you put it? I don't think it matters. So I don't think we can guess if it's like this, and if we interchange them, then it doesn't matter, right? Because either way, this will be like this. However, it is possible to have two greens, in which case we need one green down here. But we don't know where. There must be something else that I'm missing. I think I know what I'm missing. Clear the text. Pay attention to this. If you are green, you must be red because there's two criminals with a warning. If you must be red, you must get another criminal here. But I still need another red here because one is one. But this would not work because now I have two here and one here. Therefore, you cannot be green. You must be a criminal. Bingo. Okay, and now you're innocent. Both criminals above Umar connected. Two criminals above Umar. Okay. Exactly one innocent in column D is neighboring Tyler. Tyler. One innocent in column D. So there's one here. Both criminals above Umar connected. Okay. Not allowed to go off from here. I still don't know. If you're a criminal, I have one here. If you are an innocent, then I have a 2 here. I think it has to do with the two criminals above Umar. See, if you were innocent, right? Then I have to have a criminal here and here. And then you have to be innocent. And then you have to be innocent. And that's okay. But if you are a criminal, then you are an innocent. And then you have to have another criminal. It could be you. You could be innocent, you could be criminal. This could work out, or you could swap them. Right. Well, if you were to be a criminal, you will need a second criminal, which will mean you need to be a criminal. Consider that. Consider that for a moment. If you're a criminal, both criminals above Umar connected. You have to be a criminal, you have to be an innocent, you have to be an innocent. But now, you have to be an innocent. And all of a sudden, because you are a criminal, row 1 and row 4 have the same number of criminals, so you must be an innocent. Period. And that means if both of the criminals are connected, you must be a criminal. And if you have two criminals here, you must have a second criminal here. Okay. If you must have a second criminal here, there can be up to one criminal here. Column C is the only column with exactly 3 innocents. Exactly 3. You have 2 innocents in this 4 right here, which means that you must be a criminal. Look, behind you, it's an elephant. They got me. There's an odd number of innocents neighboring Hank. Odd number of innocents neighboring Hank. Hank's got one here. He's gonna have a second one here. Oh, he's gonna have a second one here too. These two are connected. Is that an odd number of innocents? 1, 2, 3, yes. If you are innocent, you are innocent. You will be criminal. 1, 2, 3, you will be a criminal. Interesting. Column C is the only column with exactly 3 innocents. Consider column D. Tyler. There was a hint about there's exactly one innocent in column D neighboring Tyler, which means that there is one more innocent between these two. That will be 3, which means you must be an innocent because we cannot have 3. There's an odd number of criminals neighboring Max. Odd number of criminals. You are at 2, which means you need at least one more, but you can have up to 5. Can you have up to 5? I don't think you can. We've demonstrated in the other scenario that if these two are one or the other, these two have to be the other, right? If you are an innocent and you have to be an innocent because you have to be a criminal. All of a sudden we get one, two, three. You have to be a criminal. So there's a 1-1 here. And what was the clue about? There's an odd number of criminals named Max. So Max has 1, 2, 3 criminals. You won before. You are an innocent. Stay focused. You can do it. Okay, 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 okay. So all of a sudden, well, we already know you have 2 and you have none. This is okay. We also know these two are opposites, which means you are my third innocent. You must be a criminal. There's an equal number of criminals in rows 1 and 3. Equal number of criminals. So you have 2, and we know these two are opposites. So you're one criminal, you're my second criminal. You are gonna be not my third criminal because column row 1 has 2, so you're innocent. And you are criminal because there was only one around Tyler. Did you count everyone in row 6? There's no row 6. Good try. An odd number of innocents on the edges neighbor Hank. Okay, so Hank, um, I believe only one of these scenarios works now. I believe it's the one on the top. An odd number of innocents on the edges neighbor Hank. If it's the bottom scenario, you get 1, 2. Therefore, you are innocent, criminal, criminal, innocent. Wow, that was a tough puzzle, and I did not get a good time. Otherwise, you would have said I was in the top half. So people were going fast as heck, man. That's a really good puzzle. I'm very happy I got it. I thought I was gonna make a mistake. There were so many scenarios that you just had to keep both options in your head, and you had to make those assumptions of, well, if one of these guesses are correct, these two are opposites, especially with these 4 corners right here. These two are opposites and such and such. There were a lot of hints that kind of came off of doing that calculation that these 4 corners were opposite of each other, opposite diagonals. Hang on, let me clear the text and let me read the things. Don't let the criminals distract you. Look behind you. The elephant is flying. That's funny. No, no. It's pink. The elephant is pink. I can't see it. Did I miss it? Stay focused. You can do it. Look behind you. It's an elephant. Did you see the row 6? Man, that was one of my favorite clues by Sam. That was pretty difficult. I'm very glad I got it perfect. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Probably. I don't think I have any travels coming up. Yep, should be good. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.